And never mind. Go ahead.
We are live. Look at that. Here we go, Emily. I just wanted to outdo you, from last week. So I figured, why not, right?
Wouldn't have taken much. You already did.
All right. Hey, welcome, guys, to Let's Get To Live. This is a really well-rehearsed show, so, get ready for this, guys.
I love it. And
but
guest is here.
Yeah, let's bring in our guest. He goes he's already regretting that. He goes what am I doing?
He's about to log right back on. Hey, Rylan, we're off the rails here already, buddy. But
I could tell. I was sitting here waiting, and I wanted to make sure you knew I was here for a second. You're like, I don't think he's here. I'm like, no, I'm here. So no,
I'm here.
You scroll down. It's in the toolbar. I can't see you because it's hidden by the mute button.
Okay.
The UI should be better. So anyway, Ed, would you like to officially start the show?
Let's do this again, guys. Welcome to the Let's Get To Live show. Obviously, this week I get to host. I'm so excited. My name is Ed, Dad Hat Chronicles, as you guys already know. With me, I have some wonderful people. Jimbo, obviously, look at that. Look at that mane. Look at that hair. That's beautiful. Oh, I'm so jealous. Anyways. Then we got Scotty. Look at you. I love your background, by the way, my friend. I mean, that jersey is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a team that no longer exists.
What? Kinda, pseudo. The name doesn't. And then Emily. Emily, how you doing, girlfriend?
I'm great, Ed. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Yes. I wish I had a beer with me right now. All right. And then now with us today, our special guest, Rylan. How you doing, my friend, of the Round Rock Express, which, by the way, if you guys didn't know, they're also in October going to be hosting some CrossFit event down at the Round Rock Express. Yeah, that's right. I got it going on. I know what's up.
Yeah, that's good knowledge right there. Yes, we will have the Rogue Fitness Invitational here in October. We had it last year. Always a really cool event to see this ballpark basically transformed. I know it looks like I might compete. I do not compete. I know you were probably wondering.
Nope. I'm not competing either, brother.
The world's strongest man competition, but I don't. I hurt my shoulder last year, so I don't.
Also, okay, you need some time to get. Got it.
Yeah, if my shoulder wasn't hurt, I would. But
totally.
Understandable. So like CrossFitters, World's Strongest Man, they do some crazy things there, So I'll start by one question, okay? I just want, and then I'll open it up for everybody. Okay, who has the rowdiest group, is it during that time or is it during the season, our baseball fans?
I'm actually going to say, so if we're only talking baseball season or Rogue, I got a third option for you.
Okay.
The third option, we do Bulls in the Ballpark, which we basically transform this place and it becomes a rodeo, and it's a ton of fun. And so that's our rowdiest crowd. I will say, I would say that the Rogue Invitational is a huge deal. People pack this place for that. They've got all the equipment out in the front. They basically, the parking lot becomes a vendor village, and they have all different, types of, whether it's nutrition companies, watch companies, Rogue itself is selling their equipment. So that's a big deal. But the Bulls in the Ballpark is one of my favorite events to see this whole ballpark transformed. And I'm not from Texas, so this was my first experience last year, and it's very cool.
So what you're saying is everything is bigger in Texas is what I'm hearing is what.
Yeah, that's what they say down here. I just learned that recently. That's what I heard.
As
Jim,
what is going on? Like I said, we're a classy
it's
show.
been a long week.
Jim's having a stroke.
We're coming back.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's rolling along well. We're doing great.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's like, wow, the recorded show is so professional.
Ed is not going to be hosting again.
Rylan, I was curious because you were out doing an event for season ticket holders. How many people turn out for an event for season ticket holders in 108 degrees?
So we've got right now, and I'm facing the field right now. We've got, the plan was 120, and I think once the weather came in, it tampered that a little bit. So there's about 80 folks out here right now. And so, yeah, that's
still good.
Yeah, no, it's a big crowd, and it's a really cool event. Or if you're a season ticket member, you can come out, you take batting practice on the field. We've got our staff out there shagging. We got snacks. We got plenty of water today. And so it's been fun. I've been emceeing it and kind of introducing people. I was starting an all-name team of some of our season ticket members. The best name we've got so far, we got Rusty and Rufus Shackelford. Those are our two best names so far tonight. I'll let you know if that changes when I go back down there.
I now know how they afforded their money for season ticket holders.
Wow, Rufus, huh?
Yeah, Rufus. He's about 11 years old. He can swing it. He's got a good swing from the left side.
Wow.
I do want to say for any fans watching in Britain, when Ryland said the staff was out there shagging in the outfield, he meant they're shagging fly balls. Nothing inappropriate is happening in Round Rock, Texas, on the baseball field. I just want to clear that up for anyone in Great Britain.
Yeah, no.
They're like, wow, these new rules are really crazy over there in the United States.
Yeah, you think the runner on second base in extra innings is something?
More scoring, they promised.
Yeah.
I just got done watching the Dix episode of Letterkenny, so I'm like double entendre out. I can't even handle it. And
Explains a lot.
Yeah, we're having a day. But you guys still have a lot of fun coming up, Ryland. So I know that I'm going to be back out there for Dazed and Confused night. The bobblehead looks amazing. If I don't walk away with one, because I buy tickets so I can still get the giveaway. I'm not a cheapskate. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the bobblehead's
What's the bobblehead?
So it's our 30th. We're doing the 30th anniversary Dazed and Confused. And so we're giving away the bobblehead. You can find those on our website. And obviously Dazed and Confused, Austin in Austin. We actually just watched it as a staff. A lot of our staff had not seen it yet.
Had you seen it?
I had seen it. I watched it last year. I watched it when I was young, but I couldn't remember anything. So I watched it again last year, and then we watched it a second time the other day. And
Smart
so,
man, smart man.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and we've got that. We added another giveaway that's coming up on August 25th. We're doing pinstripe jersey giveaway, and that will also be on our Hall of Fame night. So kind of both those promotions going on. We're inducting two people this year. Royce Huffman and Luke Scott are both going in this season, and so we'll have two members, and we're expecting a big turnout from our alums here at the ballpark. So we have 12 home games left. We played the most home games of any professional team, that's major or minors, in the first 3 months of the season. And so we're kind of on the downhill stretch, but the nice thing is we get time to catch our breath and then get ready for these last 12.
Was there any purpose in doing that because of the heat, or just that's how it fell?
From what I understand, it's just kind of how it fell on the schedule. That's kind of how it goes a lot of times. It does, obviously, with the heat. Right now we're glad we're only playing 12 times this month rather than having one of those months where we're playing 21 games or something. So it works out that way, having April and May. And we started in March this year, which was a lot different. That never happened. So it feels like the season just gets earlier and earlier every year. But it's nice playing when the weather is favorable in March, April, and May.
That's weird because Scott and I have been to a ball game there in March.
It was not 108. You take about 80 degrees off of that.
We were out for last year's college baseball challenge. It was like 31 degrees. It was the coldest I've ever been at a ballpark.
What are you talking about? That's perfect weather for baseball.
You're insane.
That's
trust me, you're insane.
That's northeast. That's northeast baseball, and softball season starts in February, freezing until like the last week of the season.
Yeah. See, this is why I don't live in Ohio anymore, guys. That's why.
That's the only reason.
It's
gotta be more.
So obviously, yeah.
So rather,
do
you stay in Texas now? I mean, because you're full time, so you're not doing this back and forth. I mean, are you basically a Texan now?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm a resident now. So I've been here about a year and it's almost a year and a half at this point. And so, yeah, I'm here in the off season. I like we talked about earlier, I'm here for all those events. And, the org just does such a great job. The Ryan family, just everything's such first class here. It really is. And it's been a lot of fun. The off seasons here are such a great time for us to get creative and start getting ready for the following season. And we put a lot of effort and energy in those months off. And I know it's cliche. Everybody says it. Oh, people always ask, what do you do in the off season? What do you do? And it's still busy. There's still plenty to do. We have those events. And then we're just trying to make sure that our promotional schedule and our 2024 season is as good as it can possibly be. So, we're already thinking about 2024 right now.
Hey, Rylan, let me ask you this. So, first of all, Round Rock Express, you've got your brand. Everybody knows that Round Rock Express brand. It's a great brand. But you're also, you're offset. There's a lot of teams around you because you're in Texas. But also you have the largeness of Texas as well itself. So when you're going into these promotions, where do you pull in from the Texas theme, the Round Rock theme, the parent club theme? How do you measure all that against each other as you're going into a season? Because do you follow where I'm going there? Because it just seems like you guys are in geographically a very unique location where you have a lot to measure against.
Yeah. It's a great question. I think this year a perfect example that we're obviously you're trying to see what everybody's doing. You're trying to see how other teams are being run, what they're doing for promotions, what they're doing to try and get people out of the ballpark. The one thing about minor league baseball, and I've been, I was in Augusta, I was in Boise, Idaho, I lived in Chicago for a while. I've seen just how different, those are smaller clubs. This is obviously a AAA club, but everywhere I've been, you always want to lean into your local, that area's market. And I think this year for us, I don't know if you saw this, but we changed our team name to the Round Rock Donuts, and you see that teams do these every year. They change to a different name of a food, right? But for us, it was close to home because Round Rock Donuts is literally a donut shop in Round Rock. We didn't just change to the donuts. Physically, the shop is right around the corner from Del Diamond. And the turnout and the excitement for that was just, we knew it was going to be a big deal. And then it happened. And just the overall outpouring of support of how much people loved it in this area. It just is a reminder, going back to your question, it's a reminder that, local and what this being in this community, that's what we're most always concerned about, is making sure we're making Round Rock proud. And so we want to do everything we can to highlight this place. That's pretty special to us. So if you haven't seen it, go to our Instagram. We've got a lot of great videos. We had the guys go down there, make donuts one day as we were prepping for that weekend where we were going to change into the donuts. There was a lot of really cool promotions we did with that night. We had a jersey giveaway and all sorts of different stuff.
So you're saying the manager walked into the clubhouse and said, "Guys, it's time to make the donuts"?
That is quite literally exactly what happened. Yes. Yeah.
There were some white knuckle people in the stands also hoping they better score, because if they don't score tonight and we walk out here with a donut hole, nobody's going to be happy. So there's a lot of jinx material there with baseball. You got to be.
You're on fire today, dude.
I do want to say, Rylan, if you guys ever do a Salt Lick barbecue jersey, please put my name at the top of that list, because I want in on that action.
Okay, all right. I'll a mental note right now. I got that. I got you.
Now that we're talking about promos we want, and Ed, I've been making this appeal everywhere. Hey, 2025 is the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws.
Okay.
I would like a Jaws night. I feel like I've supported you guys. Can we have a Jaws night at Round Rock Express so I can come and celebrate the best movie ever made?
Yeah. No, well, I think I like this idea. We got to rebrand it though, to make it like what I was talking about. We got to make it local. So we just tell everybody they filmed it at Lake Travis, and that it's close to, it hits close to home that way. We'll do a little spin zone on it, and we'll just say that, Jaws, everybody knows it. Come on, you're from Austin, Jaws. So I like it. I'm going to pitch it.
The videos that could come out of this is just,
I'm into it.
Hey, dude, in my home state of Arkansas, I look like a catfish with an overbite. So, yeah.
So we haven't let Emily ask a question yet.
I know.
Or talk.
Well, because I was going to ask about the automated strike zone, but I didn't know if that's really a question appropriate for Rylan, since he does the promotions. What's the experience been like for you guys on the staff, for the players, for the fans? Like, has it changed the game all that much? Is it like the system with replay at the major league level where they only get a few, they can lose them? Like, what's the deal with it?
So just so you know, this is actually the question I get asked the most. So I'm very glad you asked it, because I always have, because this is all new. I mean, we had it last year. We were actually a test market, so we did have it for a little bit. But this year, Now everybody AAA has it. We're seeing it more. There's always something different that comes out each week with the new they call it ABS, Automated Ball Strike System. I love it personally. I think it takes. How many times are we going on Twitter and watching a bad strike three call that ends a game, or is it in a big spot in a game? I think it's great, and I think one of the best things I've heard. We had a guy come down here, a reporter, and talk with about 10 of our players asking about the system because he just wanted to familiarize himself with it. So I sat in on all those interviews, and one of the best things I heard from one of our pitchers was he was saying this is the best developmental tool possible because it forces me to throw strikes. I can't get cute. I can't miss a little bit and get a called strike. I have to know the zone now. And so these guys, I think, have a more of an advantage when they're going up because they're throwing strikes. They're going to the zone's only going to get hopefully bigger. Maybe, you have guys that the zone will get tighter some nights if you're an umpire, but a lot of these guys know what the strike zone is. So that's kind of a now effect. But later on, I do think that this is going to be implemented in the major league level just because I think it takes that element out of the game where there's just so many nights you're shaking your head like this zone is terrible. Guys are having to adjust. For the hitters, they definitely like it because there's been a lot of talk about the zone being slightly too small at the top of the zone. And so hitters know if a ball's up, they're going to let it go. And on the challenge games that we have, which is Friday through Sunday, guys just aren't going to challenge those pitches because they know that zone is slightly different. So there's a lot of moving pieces. That's like the short version of what I think of it. But I do think it's good for the game.
So let me ask you this, just so I can get a little bit, because I've heard about it and everything, but like you guys, the teams are only able to challenge on those weekends, and that's it. During the week, it's just normal.
Yeah, so Tuesday through Thursday, it's ABS. The system is calling it. There's no challenges. The umpire's not making the call. He's hearing it in the earpiece. Friday through Sunday, he's not getting it from the earpiece. He's calling it. It's his zone. And then the players can challenge. You get 3 challenges a game.
Oh.
And you can use one of those challenges. If you get it right, obviously you get your challenge back. It's like the NFL, like you'd see the challenge system. And so the one thing I will say is if an umpire is having a tough night early in the game and there's a couple challenges that he or she gets wrong, it ends up being a long night because the universal signal for a challenge is you tap the top of your head. You're seeing guys just right away tapping the top of their head because they know, okay, I'm challenging. This person's having a tough night. But it's vice versa the other way. If right away there's a couple calls that don't go the player's way and the umpire's correct, you might not see a challenge the rest of the night. So it's interesting early in the game to see how the flow of that night's game is going to go.
So the player is the one that challenges it, not the manager.
Correct. You cannot have any help from the dugout. It's got to be either the catcher or the pitcher or the guy batting. They have to make the call, and they can't wait. You can't wait, look at the dugout and see. It's got to be instant. We had a scenario where a guy did wait, and the dugout was yelling, and the umpire said, no, you don't get a challenge. You can't challenge it because you waited.
They were telling him to challenge it.
Yeah. It's not like the MLB where they're looking at the headset and they're like telling, wait, hold on, we might want to challenge. Yeah, so it's not like that at all.
But seriously, the
Thank
guy in the box has a better view than anybody in the dugout. He should know, right? He should know should.
Essentially, he should.
Yeah.
I usually have a better seat from the 400s down the right field line, but that's just
it does make it interesting, though, if you think about how they try to apply that to the major league level, because at that level, you're going to have, potentially more ego, more money, more, how do you change that on who's allowed to, if I've got one challenge remaining and I think I just, watched a ball go by that was called a strike, yet the guy on deck has 65 home runs on the year. Do I want to take it away from him? So that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Incentives can come in real, it can really get tricky, for someone that's like, hey, I need an extra hit, to make my incentive or, things like that. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out in the majors.
Yeah. It'll be, the other thing too is the actual art of catching. I've talked with a couple of catchers about this. They feel like framing and all that is just kind of goes out the window. So that what they're saying is, look, there's so many guys in the league who are just great defenders and can't swing the bat at all. But now you're essentially you're just sitting back there catching the ball, right? So you take a lot of guys who take pride in the way they catch and the way they go about their business, and then it just becomes sloppy. And that's what some of our catchers have talked about. They're like, it's just going to be, somebody who can catch the ball. It's basically a little bit of a DH in a way. It's not, but you get what I'm saying. It's just not going to be the same. You don't have to worry about framing.
Yeah,
I think that, the game's evolving, and that's part of it, because now catchers, they have to focus so much on that aspect of the game, trying to basically like tap dance and fool the umpire. Whereas now it's a lot easier, relatively speaking, for the runners to let loose and steal. So maybe they can focus a little bit more on being quicker to second base, because at this point in time, it's a lot to do with the pitcher and his speed to home plate, whether they can get that runner. But now maybe if they don't have to worry about being in a certain position and catching the ball the specific way and holding it there, they can now focus on that aspect of the game. So the game ebbs and flows and evolves. It's a great call, because I actually hadn't thought about that, and I think that will be part of it. Is you don't have to worry about receiving at all. So let's just get the guy out at second if he's trying to steal it back. So yeah, you're right.
Not only that, but the catcher also has their duties of knowing the pitcher, what their strengths are, and things like that. So yes, framing that part of their game may be a little bit different, but however, they still got to worry about what that batter.
Like Dusty Baker with this immeasurable reasons Maldonado is playing. So
yeah,
you're starting to trigger me over here.
Dusty will keep his reasons. Don't worry.
Yes, he will.
Okay, him and his black gloves will keep his reasons. Calm down.
But I will say, though, having been to a bunch of AAA games, the challenging is like lightning quick. Like it is it's not even seconds. It's like almost as soon as there's a challenge, there is a solution, because they put it on the big board. Like they put the game tracker deal.
Right, yeah, just like the U.S. Open has had for 25 years. So the fact that it took this long for them to just implement the same technology is insane.
It is, you're right, it is the same technology, and it doesn't affect the pace of the game at all. Our fans actually love it. The fans get into it, because a lot of times you're coming to the game for your first time, you're like, what is this? But it adds another element where you're like, they throw it on the screen, you get to watch, people get excited. It's 30 seconds long, takes no time. So not even 30 seconds, about 15 seconds. It's really fast.
That's
and
not
everyone
bad.
loves watching the umpire just get dunked on. So they probably love seeing it on the screen. He's wrong. Everyone's like, yeah.
Right.
The umpire is like the Washington Generals to the Harlem Globetrotters. You know what I mean? Everyone's just so psyched.
I'm
See, this is where you wish Angel Hernandez was your
half off beer.
Yeah.
This is where you wish Angel Hernandez was the umpire for your game, just so he can get dunked on constantly. Like,
it's going to happen soon.
No, Angel, sorry.
Well, Rylan, I'm curious though. Have you heard from any umpires? I mean, because there's ego in that position too. That's good. This has to be a shot to these guys a little.
Yeah, so I haven't talked a ton to the umpires. This still really is in a way experimental. So they've been quiet about in terms of like how they feel about it and what their overall thoughts are. I do think though, right now the umpires at this level are probably the best they've ever been, because of the fact that 3 nights a week they're seeing exactly what the strike zone is. And so those other 3 nights, they know what that zone is. They Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're locked into what the actual zone is, and then they're calling the game. And you'd be surprised. I feel like as the season's gone on, we don't see as many challenges, because the umpires have gotten better because they've been seeing it all year. And then they go, if you need somebody to go to the major league level to be an umpire, they're ready to go. They might be better than some of the umpires up there right now because of the fact that they're getting to see the zone every night.
That's a really good point too, because they're going to get used to it as they go into
exactly
the system as well. Yeah.
I mean, they're getting graded, literally in front of thousands of people every night, so like you don't want to, fail, get booed right away.
Right. Yeah. No, totally. It's public shaming. I mean, on those Friday through Sunday, you can't just sit around Tuesday through Thursday and just hear the call and make it. You got to be watching and paying attention, because your night's coming, and if you're not ready, it's going to be a long weekend.
That's so funny.
I like it.
I'm sweating.
I know,
the
right?
Clock tick down.
Well, Rylan, what's the one thing you guys are most excited about between now and end of calendar, or let's say between now and next year, whether it's Ed's CrossFit or any one of your 12 remaining games, the college games coming up in February? What's the one thing that you're looking at? Like this is going to be a really cool event.
I think the Dazed and Confused night is going to be a really big deal, and that's something that we've been putting a lot of effort into since the off season. It's our last weekend of the season. It's September 16th. It's our last Saturday game. Again, it's the 30th anniversary celebration. It's local to here. We've got a lot of cool in-game activations for it that I can't talk too much on that we're excited about. And then the bobblehead we think is just going to be a hit. And so that, along with, just wrapping up the season, this year, our promotional schedule, Laura Fregoso, who's our VP of marketing, just did a masterful job of building out a schedule that had a ton of bobbleheads and a ton of jersey giveaways. And so we added that pinstripe jersey giveaway that we're really looking forward to. And then we also added our Copa de la Diversión nights.
Chupacabras.
Yeah, with the Chupacabras, we're actually adding a jersey giveaway. Yeah, we're adding a jersey giveaway on September 15th on that Friday. So we're going to do another. We added 2 more jersey giveaways that weren't in the original promotional schedule. So there's 12 games left, but it's like we packed them in. There's like so much going on. So I think I'm most excited for that. And then, of course, we're going to get right back to work, get in the lab, and start figuring out what's 24.
It leads for me, because this is like a bobblehead that I covet, right? But I go in through the press entrance because I have all this gear. So then I have to awkwardly walk up and be like, here's my ticket. I promise I didn't get one already. Because I don't don't ever ask the teams for free anything, because they're doing a service. But so I bought my tickets in the club, and now I'm going to have to hope that she believes me.
Well, yeah.
If she doesn't, can you give me the second one?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can give it to one of us. We're okay with this.
We'll have a giveaway.
The reason, and I didn't know this about that you had a ticket and all this stuff, because I didn't know you were. I wish I would have known. But the bobbleheads, the Nolan Ryan ones, we obviously, if you don't know, we did a Nolan Ryan. We did 4 bobbleheads, and it's his pitching motion. So each one is his motion, and they all can connect. And the lines were starting at 2:00 in the afternoon. And you got to remember, 2:00 in July in Round Rock, Texas. I heard you guys talking before the show started. It was 108 degrees, for one of these nights. And you got people out there getting ready for these bobbleheads. So the anticipation for these giveaway nights has just been really cool for us to see all the work that we've kind of put in the off season.
Well, hopefully she'll believe me when I say I didn't get mine already.
Yeah. Well, let me know next time if you're coming out for Dazed and Confused. You might have to get here early, but if you got a ticket, we'll get you one.
Okay, yeah, because we'll be out there for that, and we're coming to the Bulls in the ballpark again. We've been the first year too, so
yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hey, Rylan, we're gonna hang out and talk some other baseball topics. You're welcome to join us. I know you got work to do.
I got 4 minutes. I want to stay for 4 more minutes, and then I got to get back out there. I got to find out what the favorite soup is of some of our season ticket holders, and announce that. So
on 108-degree night.
Yeah, right.
That's been my question of the night. Is I've been trying to think of different questions for everybody that walks up, and I say their name and a fun fact. So I've been going with favorite soup because, of course, on a 109-degree night, you want to know what kind of soup people like.
Stranger things you've ever
chowder.
Man, I've missed a whole bunch of comments about the Express. So let me. So a couple of questions, all for the Express. They want to know: are y'all going to give away paddles for Dazed and Confused night? That would have been sweet.
That would have been. That's not a bad idea. I wish. We'll
bad idea. And then somebody pointed out that the Round Rock Donuts has a great Texas-sized donut. We also got pointed out to you. Go Green Jackets.
Let's go. Yeah, I Brandon Green, Tom Dentlinger, the VP and president there. They're some of my closest friends. So I miss those guys.
I'll make sure I lean on you. We go cover them next year to get me the connect before we get out there.
SRP Park right there on the river. It's now it's 5 years old almost. I was there year 2. Gorgeous ballpark on the Savannah River.
I love it. Also, somebody says, I welcome our robot overlords, and Benjamin J. Tubbs, a former Twitchy Dolphin actor. He was in several of our films, says he likes my sports room. Thanks, Ben. And thanks for watching.
Aww.
Very jelly.
And Ben, I actually have a business proposition for you that I'll message you about later. So there you go. We call that a teaser. for him personally, I guess. It's been a long day, guys. It's the second day of school. I feel like I'm a pitcher who's not stretched out for 8 innings yet, so I made it to 4.5, and I was like, okay, I think I need to go to the bullpen for the last 3 classes.
Also, like Adam Wainwright on Every Night Out.
Oh,
I can see that if he's still pitching.
I can say it.
Like, Rylan, how much baseball are you still able to watch?
I still watch a lot. When we're on the road, I'm obviously watching our games, but I usually have a second TV on. I'll have my laptop with either an MLB game or our game, and then I'll flip on. I'm an A's fan. I'm from the Bay Area, but if they move, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pivot. And so I was in Chicago. I love going. Been to Wrigley 20 plus times. I love Wrigley, and so I watched the Cubs a lot this year. So I still watch a lot of baseball. You're here a lot. You're watching baseball already, and I don't really get sick of it. I just love having it on, and I love college football. Has become my favorite time of year. I love being a college football fan. I went to Boise State, and so I love.
a Bronco.
Yeah. So, but I'm still watching a ton of baseball.
Well, I definitely want to then. I know you have to run. We definitely need to have you on again when the Oakland decision comes final, because one of our good friends is the one who organized the reverse boycott. So a good friend of our show has been on a bunch of times who set that up. So
So I grew up in the Coliseum. I'm from Northern California, and I was there. If you've seen Moneyball, I was there. I was with my parents and my brother, and that game was crazy. If you remember when they won the 20th in a row, and it was a school night, and so my parents were like, we got to go. This game's crazy. And we were in the parking lot. We listened to Scott Hatteberg's walk-off home run. So I'm a diehard Oakland A's fan. This is, it's probably a good thing I'm going to leave here and log off in a sec, because it's hurt my heart a lot to watch what's happened. And I just am sad growing up in the Coliseum. And Miguel Tejada, Marco Scutaro, Dan Herron, Nick Swisher. I mean, I could go on and on. It's my childhood. And so, I hope something happens last minute, but with the way things are going, I don't see it.
My brother's an Oakland A's fan, just like you. And he's been a little heartbroken with all of this. So I understand, friend.
It's a tough time, but it's the fan base. It's been tough the last, few years. And you see this year, all these guys that are playing so well for different teams. But, I was there 2014. I was there probably 20, 30 times. I love Josh Donaldson back in those days when he was in Oakland A. I'm not a fan anymore, but I liked him when he was in Oakland A. And, those teams were just so talented. Yoenis Cespedes, I'll miss the Coliseum if this is it.
Well, I will say this.
Emily, what were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I hope not. It's just not. It's a shame. I mean, I could go on a tangent. I know he has to go, but yeah, that's all I'll say. I really hope not. Oakland fans deserve a lot better.
Well, when we have you back on when the decision's final, we'll be a much more organized show, so that'll be fun.
Probably not.
This is only our 3rd official episode of the live thing, though. I think we're doing actually just fine.
I love this. I love this format. Are you kidding me? This is great.
Yeah, I like it. This is great. No, you guys are crushing. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, part of the thing is why we came up with the live show is we have to rebrand the main show for some really big opportunities coming up, and we picked the brand, but that's a teaser for later on.
There we go. That's the best tease you can have in the biz. I just had a tease out there before I left. I said we're gonna find out Rufus's favorite soup in a minute. When I get back here, we're gonna let everybody know.
Well, you gotta let us know what Rufus's favorite soup is.
In 108 degrees, lobster bisque.
Yeah, no, it's chili. That's perfect on a night like tonight. So chili,
super heavy.
Better than broccoli.
Chili is not a soup.
That's what he told me. He said chili. I said
it's not a soup. I'm with Emily on this one.
I'm having a real hard time.
Hey,
I'm not going to argue with anyone in Texas over chili. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker. I'll argue with anyone over anything at any time.
We just had chili night out here. We had Brian Baumgartner from The Office, and so he came out and he threw the first pitch, and we had a ton of different promos that night. So chili, I guess, is on people's mind, but I will not be having any or partaking in any tonight, but Rufus clearly will be. So
yeah, well, we were out there too. We had a blast. We know you got to run, Rylan, but thanks so much for jumping on, and we want to have you back on to the season and all that good stuff.
Yeah, let's do it again soon. This was a lot of fun. Thanks to all you. Good meeting you all.
All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
You too.
Best of luck rest of the way, Ryan. Take care.
That was a lot of fun.
I love how we're all a little discombobulated.
I loved it. I mean, the fact that you're having
I really dropped the
Daisy
camera and went to a
Confused.
standard definition camera. I want to pull my own hair out. that would be terrible for the people.
But that beautiful mane of yours, don't pull it out, man.
So,
If anything, I'm
we
thinking
want to
blonde
discuss
tip.
real quick the
Blonde
article
highlight.
Scott sent.
Yeah. Ooh.
Emily, what was your take on that?
The one with about the guy who used to be in the
Yeah, let's
minor
cue
leagues.
up what the accusation was, Emma.
Basically, it was I forget the guy's name. He was a former career minor leaguer for the Yankees.
I'll get the name.
I think only maybe 4 years or so. And he literally said, to sum it up, that they played a game at practice one day where the only way to score was pitchers versus hitters, and the only way to score was to either walk or to hit the ball harder than 95 miles an hour. And he said that says it all, because he said that they don't teach baseball, they don't teach base running, and that basically were his criticisms of the Yankees. And he thinks that they're going to gut the minor leagues. And this was this one guy's opinion. I mean, I don't know if anyone here, I mean, Scott, I know you have played baseball you were a professional, right? I think so. Am I making that up?
Somebody was dumb enough to pay me to play. Yeah.
I'll even pay.
And like coaches, and you play on all these hours of practice, you play tons of different games that focus on different aspects of the sport. So for him to use that as the example, I think kind of undercut anything else he had to say.
When you said career minor leaguer, I immediately went, okay, bitter.
Yeah, I was just going
I'm
to say, all right, so I see he has an agenda. Got it.
I'm not going to dismiss the guy. I mean, that may be the case, but I'm not going to dismiss him just because if the maximum amount of his talent level was at AA, and that's where he topped out, it's not his fault that he got there. It's the organization's fault for dragging him in the first place if they ever thought he was going to be higher than that. But I will say that what I didn't get out of that, Emily, was how much of was this one day? Was this one game? I mean, if so, yeah, it's no big deal. But if this is what they were drilling into them every day, of you either you take a ball or you hit the ball 95 miles per hour or harder, and you don't run bases. For me, that's dumb. I mean, if they're doing that every day, because there's so many fundamentals that are lacking. But what this story doesn't tell is if that's really the case, or if this was just a one-time event. That's where I didn't know if you might know more. That's whenever I threw it your way, because I was curious about that.
I mean, I read some of his comments, but by the time I found like the thread that he was in, it was mostly argumentative. So it was hard to kind of get to the start. It was like him responding to people. And I think that, it's really easy to lean into that aspect, like that aspect of baseball's culture war right now, is to say, this is all, we did this drill, and then just to let everyone who's listening to that kind of deduce what they think it's about. Because I know that something that we talked about in episodes past is the gap between pitching at that level and pitching at the pro level. So maybe we can even look at it, hey, if the goal is to walk or hit the ball 95 miles an hour, which is basically the best quality contact you can make, maybe it's a seeing eye sort of drill, where if you're getting fooled at this level, you don't have a prayer going any higher than this. So if you have to focus on being successful, being able to do this here against AA pitching, and if you can't, then what's the point of trying to teach you any more advanced skills, because you can't even see the pitch?
I immediately wanted to call bullshit on it too, because we had Rachel Balkovec on our show, who's now manager, I think, for the Tarpons. But she came from the Astros system, and we all know the Astros system is this highly evolved minor league system. The Yankees aren't going to hire her and other people and then be like, well, we only do 3 drills here, people.
Right.
Borrowing it to borrow knowledge. And so I guess for me, it just seems like the Yankees are down now, and let's go chase some clout. But Scott,
No, I mean, the guy's name's Ben Ruta, by the way, RUTA, just so if anybody wants to go look that up and see what we're talking about. Because I'm very interested to see what, the folks that watch this show, what both of them are thinking about this article as well. No, but seriously, on a serious note, I do think it. I would like to know more about it. I'm not making a judgment one way or another. If that's the drill, cool. Well, okay, well, that's a pretty good way to kind of drill into somebody's head. Hit the ball hard, right? Do you want to be out here all night, or do you want to hit the ball at 95 miles per hour? Your choice.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, this is the professional level. They're not going to teach you to run the bases. They're not
You should
teaching
know
you
by now.
that stuff.
Well,
What they're doing is, it's like, you obviously work on fundamentals. That's part of the sport, but it's about then evolving your game to be able to compete at this level. So they're obviously going to focus on things. This is them teaching that baseball, because whatever you learned in college, high school is not necessarily relevant. You have to build on it. So maybe the new drill that you don't like is doing that, and you don't like it because it's really hard, because not everyone can do it.
That's fair. These guys coming out of high school that are at A ball and double A ball, they're not, in all cases, they don't have fundamentals, because of a lot of them were just so good at the high school level to get drafted whenever they're 18 years old. They didn't learn fundamentals because every coach was like, yeah, you can go on. And so learning that at that level, I can see that. But if this guy's hung up over one drill, I don't know. If this was one of 30 drills, then he just needs to get over it. I mean, that was, it was one day.
And I see that if you're in the low A, retooling on your fundamentals, I get that, right? But the higher you go in the minors, you should already have a good grasp of what is going on. And let's be honest, a lot of the times, when you go into practice, you get bored just with it like anything else. So if you were to put a drill like this, maybe it's just making, a little bit more interesting, getting your attention, and then, developing some other skills that you may already not have.
Well, let's not forget, too, there's also an entire level of baseball called instructional league, where they send you back to the spring training facilities to, if you are that 15th round draft pick and you do need to work on
a couple of other things.
that. Yeah. But no,
I'm with it.
Well, there's no sense in doing base running drills if no one's ever going to get a base hit. So, or a walk.
I feel like, and someone, I didn't pull up the tweet in time, but someone pulled up that player's stats, the guy in question who made the comments, and they said, hey, you became a much better hitter in the years where you said that this happened. And he then claimed that he wasn't following any of the drills. But I mean, that sounds a little hard to believe, that he just stood there and said, refused to participate in anything.
You're going to tell your manager.
That sounds like a ticket home.
This reminds me of that Toronto reliever who sued the Astros after the 17 scandal. He had one appearance for them and said that they ruined his career. He had like a career 7 ERA or something. Like, baseball is the sport of not small sample sizes. You did not get cut because of one outing in Minute Maid Park, which I think you actually pitched kind of well. So that's kind of reminds me of that. It's become so much easier. You talk about culture war, but it's also just become so much easier to find someone else to blame for what you did or didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Or to find an opportunity to get it famous for no reason, like what you're talking about. Cato,
I was just about to say that. I'm so cynical. I was just about to say that.
I mean, I'm going to DM him if he wants to come on the show. So I'm not.
Oh, we'll argue with
him.
him.
Let's talk, Ben Ruda. Let's see what's up. I'm good with that.
Yeah. All right. So,
can we offer that open invitation to Ben Ruda to come talk to you, Jim?
Yeah. Ben Ruda, you're welcome.
Let's put it on the tweeter, or the X.
Ben Ruda.
Twitix.
Whatever we're calling it.
I don't know.
X, is that what we're calling it today?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
X.
I'm waiting for Twitter.
It's going to get
over there. I'm over here on X, man. It's really
I sent my sister a tweet the other day, and sending an X.com, it looks like you're sending a porno site. It was like, I sent it. I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, oh, wait, it's Twitter. It's the tweet I meant to send.
And now,
why would he do this? Why did he do this to us?
With the new update that they did, it looks like Crackle on your nail. Like it's so bad. God.
And I keep forgetting that's what it is. I'm like, why don't I have Twitter open? It turns out I have 3 of them open. It's just 3 tabs of X. I take on a Saturday night to have a good time, but it's like tabs of X and hit the road.
All right. So I early in the week. First of all, I want to know: are we good with what we just talked about? Our friend Ben here. Again, open invitation. If you want to come and have a discussion.
And we'll have to probably table my film festival story till next week. But that
sounds good.
Yeah.
But I want to. I was going to give you guys top 5, but we're at 8:45 here. I want to each of you give me your top 3. Okay, top 3. It can be player, manager, or umpire, or whatever. Top 3 most punchable face.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll start with 1. Okay.
Okay, so we should do 1 and go in a loop.
Yeah. Let's do 1. But and this guy, and this started from his days back in Tampa when he was a Tampa Bay Ray. Josh Donaldson.
That was going to be my number 1.
You know what? He was in Cleveland, and I hated even more when he was in Cleveland. I don't know how we got to just. I cannot stand this guy. I hate the guy. I'm sorry. He could be the nicest guy off the field, but he's a total. I can't.
Number 1 most punchable face, Mike Fiers. That stupid question.
Justin Verlander. I've always hated him.
Verlander for you?
I can see that.
Not even pre-Astros, I hated him too. I don't know why. Just have.
No, he's got a. I can see that. Like he's got a kind of
that air.
And 2006 Tigers made me cry when they beat the Yankees in the ALDS when I was 20 years old.
I went a different route since you gave me a heads up on that, and you said that pick 3 to 5. I went, well, we got 3 other people on this team, and I want to just purely base this on how punchable someone's face is, not who they are as a human being or anything. But if I look at you and I look through everybody's roster, and I'm going to start with you, Ed, but Andres Gimenez of the Guardians, he's a rookie. I get it. But I promise you, if you take a look at his picture, he's been punched before. But he looks like he's really quick, though. So if you're going to punch him, my recommendation is throw that quick jab because he's going to get out of the way. Don't go for the
power. Someone said, a friend of mine told me, so a friend of mine that Ramirez had a very punchable face. I'm like, that's the guy.
He does. He's got like a pouty look. I can see it.
And he got that peacock walk.
I love the fact that now Emily and Jim are like, shit, who's he coming?
I know, right?
Yeah, that's what we have to go Google. Thank you.
We're about to start a fight here. Last week it was all a love show. This week we're about to fight.
I guess that back to you, Ed.
Okay, so I am going to go with 2022 version of Tony La Russa.
I would just take all versions of Tony La Russa.
True, very true. Just couldn't stand him. And the fact
entire
that he fell
catalog
asleep
of Tony La
during the
Russa.
game.
Tony
The
La
fact that he
Russa
fell
wearing
asleep
the
during the
shorts.
game, it was just, that just like put it over the edge for me. Like he just couldn't handle the team. He was, he just like, oh, I'm the only one that can fix it. No, you didn't. You made it worse. So yeah, Tony La Russa.
I'm fine, officer. I'm just sleeping at the.
I'm good, sir.
I'm a Hall of Fame baseball person.
And I know Andy's not watching because he's literally in New York watching Back to the Future, the musical. But there's a whole guys that we could qualify for players like this. But I'm going to go just with Adolis Garcia because it seems like no matter what kind of slump he's in, he's got a 3-run bomb against the Astros waiting in his back pocket.
I like it.
You just punched him in the face.
What if I just did that? Hey, what's up?
Hey, by the way, Adolis just hit another 3-run blast.
Yeah. That's my second one.
Mine, I wish that I could be as objective about this as you guys are, but mine is Randy Rosarena. I know that everyone loves him and he just delights the baseball community with his antics and his arm crossing, but I absolutely hate him because he's on the Rays. And every stage he was on this year, the World Baseball Classic, the All-Star Game, everyone was like, oh, Randy. And I was just fuming. Like, I want to punch this motherfucker.
I love him.
Face.
I love the guy.
So bad.
Love his.
This guy in the ALCS in 2020, like literally single-handedly beat the team from Houston. I'm with you, Emily. He can slide under a gas truck and taste his own
And
blood.
doing the, it's like, get out of here with that.
I'm sorry, guys. I love the guy.
We miss you in St. Louis, Randy Rosarena.
Oh, yeah.
We miss you. Okay, that's enough of that. Can't dwell on spoiled fruit, right? So my number 2 is Randy Vasquez of the Yankees. I'm going for another rookie, but if you look at him, Emily, I got to ask you, he was either just rolled out of bed for his picture or he is perpetually stoned. There's one of the two.
Or both.
And I don't want to punch him because I don't like him. I want to punch him to wake him up because he looks like he's sound asleep in the picture. So I feel like as a pitcher, if we don't wake him up, he's liable to
Throat
get a
punch the guy.
right off the brim of his cap. But it's not going to hit his forehead because the brim of his cap sits just like this.
I love it.
Oh wow,
That's
we're
fair.
good
That's
and
fair.
strong, people.
All right, Jimbo, give me. Oh, you already gave it the bomb, Emily.
It's
I
your
think we're all-
turn.
I think we're all at you.
You're third.
Okay.
You're third. Also, Food and Fitness wants to know who's going to face the Braves in the World Series. I think it will be a repeat of the 2021 World Series. I think outcome included. The only difference is, I think outcome included. I think
You think so?
but I don't think that. I think, look, it's easy to say in the beginning of September, like a team looks unbeatable, but they look pretty unbeatable now. So I would say Astros Braves with the Braves winning in 6.
Yeah, Braves. I'm sorry, Braves are, ugh. I'm sorry to do this to you, Emily, but I'm going to
If
go
you
with
say Aaron
another.
Judge, I am hanging up this phone call.
No,
Me
I
too.
actually don't
Okay.
mind Aaron Judge.
I
Okay,
love
all right,
Aaron.
all right.
He's
Then
the
proceed.
best
Proceed.
Astro right now.
Aaron Burr. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind Bader.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Hey.
You can punch him.
No, he's we miss you in St. Louis, Harrison.
No, him and Osvaldo, I can't.
You should have seen him before he had to cut his hair when he went to New York with the blonde locks and him sitting at second base saying, "Yeah, look at me." Oh,
No, can't.
I think for my third one, it's almost as obvious as Mike Fiers. I'm saving the worst or best for last, Joe Kelly.
That's a good one.
And then right in the baby maker too, just for
Mine is just like all around nice guy, Freddie Freeman. I just am so tired of his like shucks guys face that he always has on. Like, stop it already. Like, that he just says heck and stuff like that, and it's just like, ugh, I can't stand that.
So wait, you don't like the bromance between him and Mookie Betts?
I love Mookie Betts. Their bromance, I'm like, because he's just like Garsh. He's like Goofy. If Goofy was really good at baseball.
I love this so much. This is great.
You know that Andy Griffith guy, that Abe Lincoln guy. I just want that nice guy. I just want a Billy Graham. I want to punch him in the face.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and then before we get to Scott's last one, same guy, Food and Fitness with Phil, says he's coming to Houston if it's a repeat of 2021. And he also wants to punch Freddie Freeman's former agent, I guess, because of leaving.
Casey Close.
Yeah, oh my God, the
And
call.
a shout out to Baseball Bucket List on that. So, yeah, you got to add it to your list. A show I've still not been on. I
What?
think she's making me wait till I get to my 50 to be on Baseball Bucket List, to say I checked off my bucket list.
You should probably fill out a request.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just picked me.
No. It's on the website.
You're all offended.
I've actually not.
You're supposed to put in a request.
Yeah, it's on the website. If you want to go in, you can just
No,
request.
Anna Nicole or two. Anna and Nicole, not Anna Nicole. Although I did have a big crush on her for obvious reasons. There were two of them. But I have no. I love both of those so much, and they're some of my favorite people in baseball. So I tease. They actually sent me a really nice bottle of bourbon, like the night the Astros won the World Series, and that's the kind of people they are. So yes, I cannot wait to get to my 50th game to go on her show. I'm not doing it.
I feel like we should have light, soft music playing under us. Now,
I know.
After that
Kenny
story.
G. Well,
They sent me a nice warm bourbon bottle. So, okay, look, my third, here it is, Jim, is JP France, man. JP France, between that mustache, the delivery he's got, the Oakley glasses.
he's also kind of all shucksy, Emily, so you might want to add him to number 4 on your list.
I mean, seriously, if you go look at JP France, and my thought was, please, dear God, let a haymaker come flying out of the Crawford box and catch him right here in front of the
Wow.
You can't hit a guy with glasses.
You catch him right there below the glasses, catches him right here. It doesn't break anything on his face, but that will knock you out like immediately. So he's out, and then once he's out, then we can go shave all that shit off his face and get rid of the Oakleys, and then he can look like a normal human being again. Because right now, I need to see him punched, because all I can see right now when I look at him is like that like a puppy's head or that baby's head that Jerry Reed's head became in The Water Boy when Henry Winkler was looking at him across the side. That's what I see in JP France right now, and I want to punch you.
Tell me how you really feel.
He
I
also
wanna punch
thumbs
you.
up the Christian Rock, and I think that's weird.
He
Yeah.
does?
Yeah.
What's the Bloodhound Gang line? Your I hope your cellmate thinks he's God, and CNN refers to him as Bowling Ball Bag Bob. Yeah, there's something like that.
You just do a Bloodhound Gang reference on the show?
Yeah, my God.
I'm
Is that
gonna
the
be-
peak or the bottom? I don't know. I'm not sure.
for them, trust me, it's probably the bottom.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes, so I'm going to give you guys one more.
Okay.
Rugnit Odor for me.
Metal door.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rugi Odor.
You just,
Yeah,
with
I
the,
agree.
you got your jersey down. Like, dude, you're 5'0". Calm the hell down. Yeah. I see him down the street. I want to throat punch him. No joke.
This got violent.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, last week it was all good and everything. We were loved, but no, this week, yeah, we're about to fight with people. So here we go. All right, Jim, give me your number 4.
Oh, my number 4.
Hmm.
I want to say it's a member of baseball Twitter, but I'm not going to do that because that would be rude. No, it's Astros Twitter guy, Larry the GM. That's a punchable face if ever there's been one. Oh my God, Emily, if you've not encountered this Yahoo yet, his bio.
No, I'm looking him up.
His bio is like, I'm not a GM, but I think like one.
No, you don't.
And he all he does is like troll and block if you don't agree with all his points.
Then what's
Oh
the
my
point of being
God.
on Twitter then?
I don't know. That's my 4th most punchable face.
I like it.
Bring it on, Larry.
Mine, Rafael Devers. He like takes these gigantic breaths between pitches. He looks like a fucking Thanksgiving Day parade balloon. And I just want to punch him in the face every time. He'll be like, and his cheeks will be like out to here. And then he'll hit like a home run. And I'm just like, God, I hate this guy.
I love this. This is great. Scotty.
Well, since I picked on the 3 of you, it's my turn for myself. Oliver Marmol, the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Incredible. First of all, he kind of looks like a guy I work with that I can't stand, so that's not helping his case one bit. But more so, what it is when you were a Tony La Russa disciple and you were that smug and you were that arrogant and you have 0 record to show for it. Haas, you need to go prove something before you keep acting like this. Go win some games in St. Louis because this team does not play like they are playing this year. So go fix it, what you have wrecked, dog.
I like it.
I agree.
So, we're
That
almost
seems like a good place to end it at. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. Let's just end it in violence. I like it.
I'm down with it. Let the masses rise.
Let's go burn the town now.
I feel like we're watching 19
Jim, I like that the
movies.
most punchable face guy that you picked on Twitter doesn't even have a real picture on his profile.
Just trust me.
Don't even need to see his face to know
Yeah.
I want to punch him.
Like if I had a free shot at him or John Boy, I'd take him twice.
Oh my God. Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm going to follow this guy. I got to see this content.
John Boy to me just no.
There's a part of John Boy having been in coming out of it because he comes out of an independent film education, so I get the hustle. Like I
get it. I mean, listen, give credit to them.
But I do think that he did a lot of things that were a little less than scrupulous and then denied doing them. But I do at least can respect part of the hustle. I would never go that way. I think it's just clear in how we run our stuff that I could.
Or the guy from Barstool.
Yeah, or Barstool. But yeah. What do you think about that, dog?
I don't know. I don't know what to respond to that. I just
Where'd that come from?
Well, our broadcast time is ending, Ed. I think it's time for you to say goodbye to everybody.
Hey guys, have a wonderful week. Who is hosting next week?
I think it's Scotty Mac's turn.
Hey, Scotty, you're up now. Listen, that bar has been set really low. So,
yeah. No, I noticed. Don't worry.
It reminds me of Night and Day with Emily here, with Ed here. Emily, Ed. Emily, Ed. Go watch the movie. It's funny. You should see it.
In the words of the Gin Blossoms, if you don't expect much from me, you won't be let down.
And on that note,
Yeah.
have a wonderful rest of your week, guys.
I'm gonna go tell Rachel the same thing now. Bye, guys.